What's up, baby? Back again. You know who it is. Got the big dog in the building, man. Hendo Q in the building. What's up with you guys, man? What's with you guys? What's up, man? What's going on?
Man, we here.
We here. We back, baby.
We back. You feel better now, bro? He was dead. He was there for a week.
Lord of mercy. Hey, man, I was going to try to come too, man. I was like, you know what? I don't want to miss a show. But I was like, I don't want to infect the people, you know, the people on this show, you know what I'm saying? So, bro, I had the flu, man. I had that new thing, though. That new 2025 thing. You know what I'm saying? It was funny. I was watching
Took you out.
Took me out, bro. I was watching what's it? G Herbo. He was in the hospital too for the flu. I was like, why did dudes go to the hospital for the flu, bro? Come on, man. It's just the flu. Oh, I felt that. I felt that.
Mm-hmm.
I got that. Yeah, man. I was in the bed for a good 3-4 days. I couldn't move for a good 3-4 days, Q.
That's horrible, bro.
Q. I was I'm talking about couldn't walk for a good 3 or 4 days. Couldn't walk at all. Weak. Couldn't walk. Dizzy. Weak. It's different. I think the new flu now is the new COVID.
It's COVID evolving.
It's a COVID evolving.
Like, oh, y'all want to get rid of me, huh? All right.
Yeah. I don't think we have flu no more. I think we have COVID. That's what I think. I think that's what it was, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I had flu before, man. Flu is like, okay, I get sick. You know what I mean? Keep on pushing, bro. I was out of commission. And I had COVID before, too. COVID wasn't that bad for me. I was sick for like a day or two, but I was sick for 3 or 4 days. But we back, baby. We back. Sorry we missed you guys, man, last week, man. Sorry, but we back again, live and direct. What's up with you, though, bro?
I'm cooling, bro. I'm cooling. Cooling, man.
See, Q's a really humble guy, man. People, he ain't gonna tell you what's going on in his life. You know what I'm saying?
I just be chilling, man.
So I gotta kind of do it for him.
Oh man.
You know what I mean? Q got this about the brand new M8. Woo, that motherfucking nasty. The Batmobile, homie.
I'm catching all phase on the racetrack.
Oh, it's fast, huh?
Hell yeah.
Be careful, bro.
Hell yeah.
Bro, I had an M5, man. That was probably the fastest car I ever had in my life. I had Mustangs, Celine's, Roushes. Bro, that M5 was stupid.
Yeah.
That M8?
See, and that's the thing. Like, I'm kind of like in the same. For people that don't know, like, I like cars, but I like fast cars. So I always had like GTs.
Yeah.
I had a GT 500.
Okay.
I had a ZL1. That was my previous car. So I always like fast cars, but it was always, you know, like American V8. You know what I'm saying? Rear wheel drive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there's all wheel drive. M shit, new to me, dog. But I got that bitch, dog. Put my foot on the gal, like, whoa, whoa, okay, all right, it's working with something,
bro. It's different. It's different, man. I had to get rid of it because my old lady was driving it, and I was like, bro, she'll kill herself in this.
Yeah.
It kills it. I mean, it's a rocket, bro.
Yeah.
I like the the Mustangs is different, you know, those type of American cars because a lot of torque. So you get like,
yeah, I see. That's I love that torquey. I like that torquey feel.
Hey, that
you know
that M8 though, I never been in an M8, so I don't know. But that M5, like I said, but that motherfucker just go. It just go. But you feel it though. But it just go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a different feeling for sure.
Yeah. Definitely. I'm coming for that Lamborghini soon though.
Ooh.
Definitely coming for that Lamborghini soon.
That's what you want next. That's what you want next.
110%.
Ooh. Clap that up.
110%. I'm coming for that Lamborghini.
Yeah, definitely gotta get me a Lambo one day.
Yeah. It's funny because I got the C8 on lease, so it's cool.
You like it?
Speed wise, it wasn't even. Though, see, it's not the Z06, and I remember me and you had that conversation about the C8 Stingray versus like the Z06 and shit, and everybody keeps saying, well, the Stingray almost looked like it, and it's almost like just go for the Stingray. Nah, the Stingray is not even faster than my Z01 was. So yeah, I could feel it's a lighter car, so you could kind of feel like the uppiness, but dyno, it doesn't feel as fast, and then especially nowhere near the M8. So
of course
it just don't feel as fast. Yeah. So when I be riding around it, I'm just like,
Do you still like it though?
I like the Z06.
The Z06.
Yeah,
okay.
Not the Stingray, not the bass.
Not the bass?
Nah, not the bass. Nah.
Because Z06 got more power.
Yeah, more power. Yeah, definitely.
Dang.
100%.
Two different cars though, man.
Yeah, definitely. Oh no, 100% two different cars.
I like them. I like them. I never had them, but never had an M8. Never been in an M8, but I seen M8's nasty, bro.
Yeah,
congratulations on that.
I
though.
appreciate it, man.
You better kill the city with that.
Oh man.
Hey, Q got the city in the chokehold with the M8, baby. All white too. Ooh, cocaine white, homie. Cocaine white on them. It was funny, man. Before we get into the topics, man, it's funny. I had to go by LP. You know what I mean? His restaurant. Q has a restaurant in San Diego, so I had to go by because I had to get some stuff from my plants. You know, there's a plant store right behind you, and I had to go around. You know, I'm going that little round street, and I was driving. I was like, "Dang, who car is that?" I was like, "Dang!" At first, I was like, "That's the M6." You know, and then got closer. It's bigger. It's way bigger. I said, "Oh, that's in the M8." Then I was like, "Oh, that must be Q's."
Bruh, yeah.
Then I seen him. He parked in 2 parking spots. I was like, "Oh, it's Q."
Yeah, oh yeah, I definitely park. Yeah.
Hey, I want parked in 2 parking spots.
Because people be having a habit of wanting to park next to you, bro, for no reason.
I don't know why people do that.
Shit, parking lot be full, empty as hell, and they want to come right next to you. And I'm like, bro, like, what are you doing?
Right.
Man, I hate that, bro. I hate that.
Yep. You know, you got an expensive car, they want to park right next to you, bro. Like, out of all these damn spaces.
All the time.
Man, I can't stand that. Man. But we got a lot of stuff to talk about, man. We missed you guys. I appreciate you guys for coming in and, you know, kicking with us again. You know what I mean? We're back again. You know who it is. Please like, comment, subscribe. We need your support, man. New show. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into these topics, though. A lot of stuff's going on. We talk about the hottest topics in hip-hop.
A lot going on. Too much going on right now. Too much going on right now.
I want to hit it over the head, man. I want to talk about Shannon Sharpe, man.
Let's go straight to Shannon.
Shannon, what you doing?
What is he doing, man?
What you doing, Shannon? Shannon Sharpe, if you guys don't know the backstory, the context of it, Shannon Sharpe got hit with a 50 M balls. 50 million from his little side piece. So I guess he was dating this younger chick. She's a IG model, and she's an OnlyFans model. So right on the street, you know, they met in the gym. You know, he looking at her and stuff like that, and he met. They exchanged numbers. They started kicking it, and they started doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? She was 19. He was in the 55. Don't quote that, but I know he's in his 50, 55. You know what I mean? So that's the first problem that I've seen about this whole situation.
Bruh, and I'm not even gonna hold you like the older and more older and established you get, the younger the females is that approach you or come to you. And I'm just like, bruh, like,
I agree.
How old are you? Oh, I'm 20. Like, man, why are you trying to talk to me? Go somewhere.
Right.
Go play somewhere. Go play somewhere. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to kind of get behind that. But at the same time, I be seeing how some of these dudes be falling victim. They aggressive.
100%.
They aggressive, bruh.
And that's what she said, though.
Yeah.
So she said they were kicking it. They've been kicking for like 2 years. You know what I mean? For her understanding, they was together. You know, then you know when Shannon Sharpe leaked that video of him sex with another girl. Yeah. I guess she heard that and she was upset by that because she felt that they was exclusive together.
Oh, Shannon was just playing on there. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So she was saying that, hey, you know, they're together, they're doing their things, and he was like, you know, he's very rough, and he had sex with her unprotected, you know, a couple times, and she didn't like it. She told him not to, and you know, but he smacked her in the cakes, in the ass, anal. You know what I mean? And she didn't want it. She didn't want it unprotected. He went protected, and I guess he was very aggressive. She said. And allegedly, this is all allegedly. I'm reading all the everything. Right. And she said that, you know, he was very aggressive, and he's a bigger guy, bigger black guy. That's what she said. Then she said that she couldn't control him, and she was scared because he's a way bigger guy than her. So he just hit her in the cakes, and she felt like, you know, she didn't want to do it, but he just did it anyways. So that's why she's saying she filed this lawsuit.
All right, I can see how that could be misconstrued. Shannon was looking at it as like, you know, when your girl arguing and you like, man, shut up, and then you bend her over and just right, you know, and a lot of times the girl be like, okay, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Not with a 19-year-old white giril. They are not like that. Right. No, that's not happening.
Absolutely not.
No, it's not. No, that was his mistake right there. Boom.
I think his biggest mistake was, number one, he's dealing with a younger girl, man. So you kind of expect this. Too young. Yeah, for a 55, I feel. It's too young. And number two, I just feel like she just doing this, number one, just to get, you know, because I feel like she's hurt. You know, she felt like, you know, there was exclusive. He doing his thing. It's a side piece. He got a lot of girls.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There was a rumor around running around like he was gay. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think he dropped that just to, you know, get rid of those rumors, let people know that he's not. And it messed up because he has multiple girls. So it messed up his whole little situation. It's messed his whole situation up.
Flow.
So this little young girl over here is in her feelings. Mm-hmm. She's in her feelings. Now she's young and dumb, so she want to get him back. What's she going to do? And this is the biggest thing. So she drops the lawsuit. Then he offered $10 million to you know, settle out of the court. Mm-hmm. That's the biggest
mistake.
Biggest mistake, bro. Biggest mistake ever. But I can understand it on his side too as well, because I was thinking about this earlier. He may offer $10 million because if this came out to the public, he probably lost. He's going to lose endorsements. Yeah. He's going to lose
all
deals,
kind of stuff,
all type of shit.
But she ain't thinking about that because she hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
But from his point of view, from it, he's like, okay, I'm gonna just give her $10 million because I'm gonna lose easy over $10 million.
Yeah, just let it. I just want it to go away.
Just to let it go away. Here's $10 million for this to, you know, disappear.
And she said,
no. I want 50.
I want 50 bands.
Now, so I'm also reading the reports and all the, you know, there's a lot of role playing and everything like that in this relationship. And after these, Shannon Sharpe saying they had sex over 100 times. Mm-hmm. Over 100 times, bro. So she's saying that, okay, cool, he did this, he raped me, R-worded me, you know, 2 times, but you still came back though. Mm-hmm. And still had sex with this guy totally over 100 times.
Yeah.
So if he did something to you, then after he did something to you that you didn't like, you came back though.
But that's what I don't. And even when we talked about this on the last podcast, when the ladies was like, yeah, there is a such thing as, you know, sexual assault, and even if it's your wife and all the kind of stuff like that. And this is like, I could agree with them on a certain level, but then when it gets to like, you have to come back to this person,
right?
And then you're still doing stuff with this person. So if you felt that bad about it, how do you go about that?
Right. And she's trying to paint this picture like this big black guy, and I felt intimidated, you know, and he's manipulative. You know what I'm saying? I understand that. But, bro, they don't live in the same city. Mm-hmm. So you got to travel to this person. Like, he don't live in the same city as you, bro.
Yeah, and nobody's stopping her.
Nobody's stopping you.
And she's still doing it.
It's going to be a battle for him, but I think he's going to come out victorious in this situation. But it's going to be a battle. He's going to lose a lot of money.
He's going to lose a lot of money, but she's going to end up settling.
You think so?
Yeah. And she should have just took the 10 mil, because I if it keeps on going and it do get involved in court and stuff like that, she might end up getting less than the 10 mil.
Yes.
So she should have just took the 10 mil.
She should have took 10 mil. Because I understand it, because I've been sued a couple times, and what they'll do, that's their tactic as well. What they'll do, they'll give a crazy number. Mm-hmm. Then, of course, it'll be like 50 million. Then you might get 10 million from it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But you want 50 million. But I don't know, bro. I don't know. And this is a civil suit. This is not like a criminal suit. This is a civil suit.
Right. Yeah.
It's a crazy situation.
It is a crazy situation. But that is also going to show you, like, bro, you got to be careful who you dealing with. Right. You know what I'm saying? You got to really be careful, and especially like young girls' minds and how they set up and all that. Like it's just I don't know. You know, then he's already going to be labeled as a predator and
well, he dropped. Did you see all the text messages he dropped and all that stuff?
Yeah, I've seen the text messages.
So he's been transparent for sure.
Definitely been transparent.
I get it. And all the stuff, I read some of the text messages. He's like, and it's all a lot of role playing. Like, I'm going to choke the shit out you.
Yeah.
You know, then it's like, oh, no, daddy, no.
And she's trying to use this, though.
She's trying to use it.
Because she's saying that it was aggressive and it scared her.
Yeah.
Like, girl, come on.
Come on, man. Come on. Then she's trying to take the angle of the big black guy type of thing. Like, he's way bigger than me. I'm on like a little kid, little girl. I'm like, nah, homie. She painted a big picture, bro.
Yeah, that's why I don't like.
It's a cold pitch. It's a cold game, man. You got to be careful. Then I listened to like a lot of the, the recordings, and you can tell, bro. She's setting them up, bro. Like Shannon, like, I don't understand Shannon Sharpe, bro. Like, come on, man. You're in your 50s, homie. You got to know the game by now.
You have to.
Some of the questions she asked him, like, oh, I'm gonna choke he's like, I'm gonna choke the shit out you. And she's like, oh no, don't choke me. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be choked. Then it's like, bro, like, it don't even sound right. Like, if I'm trying to put myself in that position, like, if I'm talking to a girl like that and she switches her tone, like, it don't even sound right like how she's coming out on the phone, bro. It sounds like she's setting them up.
It do, but I think he's like blind to it because, like you said, he's been dealing with it for 2 years.
Right.
So he's kind of like oblivious to all that crap. Mm-hmm. And that's how I take it.
I can see that because if you smacking this girl over 100 times, bro, like that's on a regular
2 years. 2 years is you just laying it down. Right. So for her to switch up like that is kind of like, ooh,
absolutely,
it's unexpected to him.
Absolutely. And another thing I want to add before talk about this too as well. He just signed a $100 million contract. Mm-hmm. He just signed it.
Just signed it.
That's kind of weird. That's kind of it's a coincidence. He just signed this $100 million contract. Then you want $50 million of it. Mm-hmm. Woo! You think he should have gave her 50 or no?
No, definitely not.
He probably lose more than $50 million though on this.
She's not gonna win. I don't think she's gonna win. It's just the evidence that's there in front of everybody. She's not gonna win. She's gonna have to settle. And then it was 10. The more and more stuff come out, the more confident he's gonna feel. Yeah, she might get anywhere between 1 to 5.
Yeah,
but she should just took the 10.
Oh, another thing too. I remember she was saying that he secretly recorded her having sex, and he showed the video to all his friends and stuff like that, people he know. So that's another one too. That was like, ooh. But I don't know. That's a crime. I don't know. I guess it is a crime. I guess you can record it and you're not. But how could you prove that? That's one thing about court too, as well. You can say things, but you got to prove it as well. Mm-hmm. How can you prove all this stuff? It could be. It's all allegedly, unless she has a witness. But Shannon Sharpe, get your shit together, bro. Stop messing with these little girls, homie.
Get it together, bro.
You're an OG in the game, bro. Come on, man. Damn. But when you got a money like that, man, you're a victim.
Yeah, but but that's how you should carry yourself. Mm-hmm. Always carry yourself like, and I hate to say it, but like when rappers be like, "I'm a walking lick," like carry yourself like, man, I am someone else's potential come up. Like, for sure, you have to carry yourself wisely, bro.
100%. You gotta be careful, bro, especially out there in these streets. Let's get it. You see the Kevin Gates situation. So Kevin Gates was talking about LeBron James's wife. Kevin Gates said, hey, he said he don't like Savannah James because the way she looks at him. He said that the white girls look at him a lot better. You know what I mean? The way he shakes her hand and everything like that. And he was like, hey man, I don't like that. If she was my wife, she won't be my wife. You know what I mean? So LeBron said this, he posted online. So LeBron said, I don't listen to peasants. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So the next day, Kevin Gates shows up early, bro. Let me find the video.
He shows up to the game.
Bro, he shows up to the game early. Shows up super early. Let me try to find the video for y'all so y'all can see that. Kevin Gates shows up to the Laker game super early, and he's chilling in front row and center, bro, like on the floor. Let me come and see Kevin Gates. Laker game. So y'all can see. So he's in the front row center.
A jury blanketing outside, full exposure, made a bar to give them everything they need except a closure. You need to pull one over. You think that you gonna leave with all my business? Yeah. I might have to play them a little closer. Now we in Malibu, Maybach back to back, have an asthma attack. Call the troops, pull up with some shit, make you do acrobats. You think that I'm...
Let's go a little for this. So look. So he's there just chilling in front of the... Brittany Renner. So My biggest problem with this situation here is you had a problem with Stephen A. Smith, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You had a problem with Stephen A. Smith. You know what I mean? You came at him, you ran up on Stephen A. Smith, and you was like, hey, you talking about my kid? Homie, this dude is talking about your wife.
Yeah, but there's a difference.
Do you think he should have kept that same energy and approached Kevin Gates front row and center? If you talking about his wife?
You should always keep the same energy. Always keep the same energy, man. Your energy is not supposed to be finicky or switch up depending on different people that is around you.
Right.
You got to keep the same energy with everybody. And with that being said, I mean, Kevin Gates is a Louisiana nigga. So with that being said, is like, that's just the rules and our thought process is we don't fear nobody. We ain't scared to die. And you know what I'm saying? Then on top of that, it's like we're gonna approach everybody exactly the same. Whether you're a peasant or a king, you're gonna be approached the exact same way. So with that being said, like I feel like LeBron should have had that energy still, but he didn't.
He didn't.
But you kind of knew he wasn't going to. It's easy to approach Stephen A. Come on now.
Right.
You could approach him, try to intimidate him, and all that kind of stuff like that.
Yep.
But the flop king he's not gonna have that same energy with everybody, and you could tell he's not that type of dude.
I think he took an L though, bro. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean? I think what Kevin Gates did was petty. You know what I mean? I didn't like what he did. You know what I'm saying? Like I think he's a sucker. That was a sucker move. But I do.
Up?
No. Just say what he said about his wife.
No, that was. But at the same time, I'm gonna show up on. I'm gonna show up.
Right. So for me, I respect, homie. You stand on your shit. You know what I mean? You gonna stand on it. What if you say, whether you right or wrong, you stand on your word. You stand on it. He showed up, bro, early.
Just in case he wanted to, pull me aside and talk to him. You know what I'm saying? In case he wanted to Stephen A. me.
Bro,
in case he wanted
front row.
In case that man wanted to Stephen A. me, I'm going to show up early just in case he want to say something.
Bro, it was nobody there. He was early. I see video of him early, front row center, bro. They practicing. Mm-hmm. You have a lot of opportunity. You had an opportunity, when nobody was around to say something. Mm-hmm. You had an opportunity to when people was around to say something like Stephen A. Smith. Bro, I gotta respect that, homie. That's not no sucker. He ain't no sucker. He might be in the wrong, but he's still on business though. He's still on business. So I'm a little disappointed in LeBron, bro. Like somebody talking about your wife and you gonna go online and say something, bro. When that guy's there, you supposed to say something to him. You ain't got to get gangster, bro. I ain't saying you got to be a gangster about it.
You don't.
But you could be like, hey man, pull that man to the side like man to man. Like, hey,
it didn't have to be aggressive.
Nope.
It didn't have to be gangster. But like, hey, like you got a problem with my wife, you got a problem with me. Like, what's
Absolutely.
up? What's up, brother? Like,
Absolutely.
let's talk. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk. And you're like, you this and this, and you stand on all that. Like, let's discuss all this. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Big Muslim. Let's discuss this.
Right.
Like men.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all could have rapped.
Pull to the side. Man to man. Like I say, I ain't the type of dude you just got to be on some gangster shit all the time. You know what I'm saying?
But he wasn't gonna do that. LeBron was oh shit.
But I don't like the fact that the dudes that you can run over, like the Stephen A. Smith, you gonna punk the shit out of those little dudes though. I don't like that though. To me, that's more of a sucker than me. You're more of a sucker than me. I don't know.
Yeah.
But on the back end, Kevin Gates, come on, bro. Because the girl you put the ring on your finger, she has a track record, bro. You know what I mean? So I don't know how you gonna be. Yeah, I don't know, bro. That's wild. That's wild to me, man.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But he might be a freaky dude, like how you say, bro.
Oh, he definitely a freaky dude. He wild.
Cold feast, man.
He wild.
Yeah, man. Cold game though. But hey, man, I'm still a Kevin Gates fan though. I fuck with Kevin Gates. Now, I don't like that music. I don't like the music he's been dropping lately though.
I ain't even listen to his new music.
Oh, we're horrible, man.
Yeah, I ain't listen to his new music. I stopped listening to Kevin Gates a while back.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't like him?
No, I did like him.
What's your favorite song? Do you know?
My favorite song?
Yeah.
Oh, I got a lot of them. The song we had with OG Booby Black.
Okay.
I like my third. That one.
Okay.
I mean, the classics. He got like Two Phones. He got that. I don't give a fuck.
I like Arm & Hammer.
That's a fire one. Arm & Hammer is a good one.
Arm & Hammer?
Yeah.
Arm & Hammer go hard, bro.
I'm just thinking with my dick. Yeah, my shit.
Yeah.
Dun, yeah, that's my shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, all that like
Absolutely. But yeah, shout out to Kevin Gates though, man. Just get your vibrations up. That's all I'm saying. Hey man, NBA YoungBoy and Boosie, they got collab mixtape about to drop, bro. You know what I'm saying? Last night or day before yesterday, NBA YoungBoy told Boosie, "Hey man, let's drop that mixtape that we already recorded, so it's already done." How you think it's gonna be, bro?
I think that was done a while back, if I'm not mistaken. I think it'll be good. The only problem that I have with music that's done a while, like kind of like far back, is does it relate to what's going on right now?
Right.
That's like my only thing. Like,
right. That's why I talk to a lot of artists too. A lot of artists say that too as well. You know what I mean? Like if they record a song a long time ago, they don't release it because it's dated. It's already dated. So I'm kind of thinking the same way. I don't know if it's gonna be dope, like super good. You know what I mean? I think it's gonna be good music, but it could be like those old. What are they gonna talk about? You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I have no idea. And that wouldn't be the first person that I would be like, NBA YoungBoy should drop a joint track with. I mean, it's understandable, it's Boosie, but I mean, there's so many other people out there that I could be like, that would be a fire collab if he just dropped a track with them. But then he dropped one a long time ago, Moneybagg Yo, and I wasn't expecting that either. So,
you think that's a good like styles? You think their styles kind of match, make good songs?
Who, Boosie and YoungBoy?
Yeah.
No.
That's what I was thinking too. I don't know, because Boosie is that more like that party.
Yeah.
And
YoungBoy, that Murder Man music. That's
right.
That YN music.
Right.
So I don't know.
I mean, Boosie used to be like that though.
Boosie used to be like that, but he ain't been like that in a long time.
The young Boosie.
That young Boosie music used to be reckless, but he ain't been like that in a minute. He old now.
Right.
So, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see
what happens. We'll see what happens, man. I doubt it. I think it'll be. I feel like there's gonna be a couple bangers, but as far as like putting it on from beginning to end, I don't really think it'll be something like that. I was thinking the same thing. It might be like 2 or 3 good songs.
Yeah. You might surprise us, but yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Big for Boosie though. This gonna be big for Boosie.
Yeah,
huge. Hey, there's a thing going around. They're saying Houston's the next Atlanta. Do you think Houston's the next Atlanta?
Houston already took over Atlanta.
Then okay.
Houston the spot. Houston, for those Western people or Northerners that haven't been to Houston to party, it's Houston all day right now. Right now it's Houston, hands down.
Another thing too, a lot of especially black culture, a lot of people going to Houston right now, bro, living in Houston. Even 50 Cent moved down there. A lot of people is in Houston right now.
Yeah, Houston's hot right now. I mean, as far as like the property tax, the property in general, housing market, everything is hot in Houston. Like it's bubbling. Like everybody needs to be in Houston.
So you think it's hotter than Atlanta?
Oh, it's hotter than Atlanta. As right now as we speak, yes, definitely, definitely hotter than Atlanta. It's definitely hotter than Atlanta. Atlanta, if we want to talk just night, or if you want to talk property value, Atlanta's been on the up and up. But if you want to talk like just nightlife in general, Atlanta's been on the decline for a couple years now. If for those that go to Atlanta and party, they know exactly what I mean. Compared to, it's still one of the top party cities in America, but compared to Houston got Atlanta right now.
Interesting.
Right now, Houston has Atlanta. Houston has Atlanta in a chokehold. Everybody's going to Houston. Like Drake just had the party in Houston, but everybody's going to Houston to party. They got all party promoters is doing they got LA party promoters throwing parties in Houston. Like everybody's there. You seen the comparison of spring break in Houston to spring break in Miami. Miami was almost a dead town compared to Houston. Everybody was in Houston. So everybody's going to Houston. Houston is the new spot.
Houston's dope, man. I like Houston, but I'm from Georgia. But the culture, I love the culture in Houston for sure. I would say it's the new fresh Atlanta for sure.
Yeah,
even the music wise,
yeah. But I'm just saying, like, as far as like
This black culture.
Black culture, especially as far as black culture, a lot of places in Atlanta closed down. A lot of strip clubs closed down. So it's like there's Atlanta's going through a change. I would say Atlanta's going through a weird little change.
What happened to Atlanta, bro?
A lot.
You think it's got played out?
Played out, transplants. I mean, once your city start getting so many transplants, it kind of waters your city down a little bit.
And that's what people are saying. They don't want Houston to be the next Atlanta because of that.
That's inevitable. It's going to happen like that.
Right.
Like I said, you're hot right now. I go on IG and they just have like a 1,200 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, square foot high rise apartment. Downtown. No, not downtown. By man, I forgot the name of the little area, but it's close to downtown. In Houston for like $1,500 a month.
Damn,
come on now.
That's nothing.
What?
Nothing.
Like who what? And I'm not even speaking for us older people, but what 21, 22-year-old ain't gonna jump on that?
Right.
You could be from anywhere. You could be from Minnesota. You could be from Chicago. Well, I'm jumping on that.
San Diego, how much that would be in San Diego? Like 5,000, 4,000 or 5,000 a month?
Easy.
About $4,000 or $5,000 a month in San Diego.
But that's why niggas ain't jumping to San Diego like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not for us. Culturally, it's not for us like that. So they ain't gonna jump on stuff like that. Another spot that a lot of people jumping on that they're trying to. I know personally, there's locals that's like, man, I don't want this to be the next so-and-so. It's Phoenix, Scottsdale area.
Phoenix.
And a lot of people's like, man, I do not want this to be the next destination for all these niggas to come down here to. Like, it be popping out there.
That's a Republican state too, bro.
It be popping out there. And I'll be like, man, Phoenix like this. And then they was like, man, this is our best kept secret. I was like, man, look, there's more women than men. You know what I'm saying?
Phoenix?
Like, yeah, like it's love out there. The property value is decent. The apartment rent value is affordable.
Right.
Like,
and the cool thing, because you can go outside of Phoenix, they got a lot of cool little spots outside of Phoenix. And we ain't talking about Scottsdale too. Scottsdale, that's real money.
That's real money.
That's real money.
But I'm talking about like Tempe, Glendale. Like, there's like all these different areas.
Yeah.
It's like Phoenix is that next bubbling spot that a lot of people is migrating to. And like every time I go out there, there's a new pocket of like people from Detroit, people from Chicago, people from Milwaukee. And I'm like, dang, a lot of like those groups of people, Northwesterners, Northerners are flocking to Phoenix. And I'm just like, dang, like what's going on out there? You know what I'm saying? That's when I started talking to Daryl. Shout out to Daryl. Daryl, people I don't know, Open Breakfast Bitch. Daryl like, man, this is where it's at. Because he live out there. And he like, man, this is where it's at. And I'm like,
I'm gonna go check it out too, because we're definitely looking at some land out there, man.
Oh, definitely.
But it gotta be some black people around. We need some culture for sure.
Oh, Phoenix, they got more black people than San Diego.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Phoenix
I know that.
Yeah, Phoenix got more black people than San Diego.
I know that.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Check it out, man. We'll go check it out. Let's get this West Coast route, Mount Rushmore down. Our last episode was probably like 2 weeks ago. We was wanted to talk about this, man. It's so funny, you know. Now I've seen a lot of. I wish we'd have dropped that last week because I've seen a lot of this shit popping up. And you know what I did? I looked at ChatGPT, and I was like, "What's the Mount Rushmore for the West Coast?" And this is what they pulled up. I'm gonna show you what they pulled up, bro. I'm gonna find it. This is what they pulled up. Crazy. Hold on, there it is. Is that it? No, that's not it. Okay, this is what they pulled up, bro.
All right, let's go.
They put up Dr. Dre, Tupac, Ice Cube, and Snoop. Dr. Dre.
That's why this one's so hard, bro.
Tupac.
This is why this one is so hard, bro.
Yes.
This is why this one is so hard. Because I wouldn't fight that list.
Right.
I would not fight that list. Now, I would feel.
Who'd you take? You can't take anybody off.
I would feel almost obligated, and I'm gonna be honest, especially because I'm not from California. I would feel obligated to put someone from the Bay on the Mount Rushmore, because the Bay Area music makes up a lot of California culture.
Yes, sir.
Especially for out-of-towners, because to us out-of-towners, we only know two sides. And this is if anybody went to a HBCU, then y'all know this, especially if you're from California. The first thing they say is, what part of California you from? And if you say, for one, which is always funny, if you're from LA or the Bay, you say LA or the Bay. If you're from any other city, you just say, oh, California.
Right.
And I always found that funny, because if you're from people from San Diego, where you from? Oh, California. But if you're from LA, you be like, where you
California.
from? LA.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But everybody knows this. We, as out-of-towners, we defer everything to, like, you're either from LA or the Bay. That's because that's what we know.
Right.
So you're either from LA or the Bay. So you have to put the Bay on that list. And when you say Bay Area, you think E40, Short, or Mac Dre. Those are the three that you would be like, you have to put one of those three on there, no matter how you feel about. Some people may feel like, nah, I can't put Mac Dre on there because Mac Dre, did he really have a classic album?
Right.
Did he really, you know what I'm saying? But if you want to talk about cultural movement and all that kind of stuff like that, like y'all wanted to do other people, then I feel like Mac Dre has to be at least in the discussion. E40.
Right. Gotta put E40.
That's almost a no-brainer.
That's a no-brainer. Out of anybody from the Bay.
That's almost a no-brainer.
Right.
That's almost a no-brainer, bro.
Yeah.
It's almost a no-brainer. You had to put 40 on there.
I agree with that.
So if you put 40 on there, I would be cool.
Oh my God. Please choose your next words carefully.
I'm just saying, I would be cool with taking off maybe...
How are you going to take off Dr. Dre?
Q. Snoop? Maybe Snoop.
Hell,
Q.
bro,
I mean,
what?
Snoop or Cube?
What? Nah.
I mean, I'm just throwing it. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not saying I would, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, if you had to put somebody from the Bay on there, if you had to take one off, who would you take off? If the law is you got to put somebody from the Bay on that list, E40. If it's E40 Water, the Lingo King,
Yes, sir.
who would you have to take someone off? Who are you taking off? Out of the people that you named, it would either have to be Snoop or Cube.
No.
You would take Dre off?
Nope.
Who? Pac?
Pac.
No, man.
Yes.
No way, man.
I'm just trying to figure out a way to take somebody off.
Okay, so
I'm trying to find a way.
What is your thoughts on taking Tupac off of the California? Because Pac, for a lot of people,
Pac is not from Cali, though.
he's not, but Pac is Cali. Snoop ain't from Cali neither. Snoop from Mississippi.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's not even go there. Let's not even go there.
Bro, that's a hard list right there, bro.
For a lot of people, when you say California, Tupac is the first person you think of.
He did a lot for Cali.
So you can't really. It would have to be Snoop. It would have to be Snoop or Cube.
Bro, you cannot.
It would have to be
take
Snoop or Cube. It's Snoop or Cube. It had to be Snoop or Cube. It'll have to be Snoop or
What
Cube.
about Dre?
Can you take Dre off? I mean, people. All right, but people throw this all the time because I'm about to say what. By taking Dre off, you're taking off what? The Chronic? Classic. But other than the Chronic,
I mean, he produced all these songs. He's the producer. He made all these beats. If we're going to take anybody off there, I'm talking about, you think about, we're switching this person for E40. You can't take Snoop off. You can't take Ice Cube off. You can't. NWA, nah, you can't. But it's like Ice Cube and Dr. Dre's on the same.
see,
that's on the same same plane. You can't take Snoop. I don't go. No, we're not taking Snoop off this. We can't. Ain't no way. There's no way. Snoop is the West Coast, bro.
Snoop is the West Coast.
The only person I can snup out of there is Pac.
Pac is the only. So Snoop
That makes sense.
Snoop is more West Coast than Pac.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Snoop is more West Coast.
Yes.
Than Pac. I'm just saying this twice so I could kind of like.
You got to feel it.
Feel that.
Yes.
Snoop is more West Coast than Pac.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Snoop is more West Coast than Tupac Shakur.
Yes. Snoop is
everybody's. So
Ice Cube is way more West Coast. You got a West Side Connection.
So if you
NWA.
We're not from Cali, but I'm just imagining going to LA and just being like, hey, well, Snoop is more West Coast than Tupac, and just imagine other than the black people, how the Mexicans and everybody else how they would, because don't forget, Pac is that's their idol.
But I remember Pac when Pac was alive, bro. I remember Pac. I remember Pac was East Coast.
He was on East Coast when he was younger. Yeah, he was from Baltimore.
But I'm saying though, I remember Pac
Baltimore.
I remember Pac, bro. I remember Pac when Above the Rim. You know what I mean? Like all East Coast stuff. Then he went to the West Coast. I grew up on Pac, so Pac was in the movies and shit. You know,
he was in the movies, but all his music. But
I feel like towards the middle to the end, he went to the West Coast.
Towards the middle to the end, he went to the West Coast.
Yes, he was more West Coast.
No, he moved to the Bay when he was a young adult.
Well, I guess he was because he was Digital Underground.
He was in the Bay. Now he was a teenager.
But he wasn't. To me, it wasn't West Coast then.
He was Bay Area. He was in Oakland.
That's the only reason I'll take Tupac off that list, because my memories of Tupac when he was alive, bro. When I seen Tupac, I remember Tupac was West Coast. East Coast. Right. That's the only thing. That's the only reason why I'll take Pac off. But yes, Pac contributed a lot to the West Coast. But I can't take anybody off there. I can't take anybody off that list other than Tupac, bro.
Okay.
That's the only person I can take off the West that means more to the West Coast. Do Dr. Dre mean more to the West Coast than Tupac?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh my God! Please don't say this.
I mean, I'm just being real because, like, even driving around Los Angeles, right? And I'm in LA all the time. I see more Tupac murals than I do anybody else. I see more Tupac pictures and T-shirts being sold and all that. I see more Tupac than I do see anybody else.
Yes, because Dr. Dre wasn't really a rapper.
So then take Dr. Dre off then.
But once again, what means to the West Coast, like that's Dr. Dre, bro. Dr. Dre and Snoop. Dr. Dre, Death Row. The Chronic.
I mean, you could say that, but you're talking about taking off Tupac Shakur, right? Mm-hmm. And when you talk about Death Row, there was people that liked the Death Row, but the world wasn't on Death Row until Tupac came.
I don't know about that.
The world wasn't on. So you saying early Death Row? You was rocking with early Death Row?
Yes, sir.
Okay, no, I'm just asking. I was just asking a question.
Yes.
All right, that's cool.
100%.
No, that's cool.
I was there. I'm talking about from. I remember NWA days. I remember.
But that was
this and Eazy-E, that type of shit.
Yeah. But that wasn't all the way like
Chronic. I remember the Chronic Doggy Style. I remember all that.
Yeah, but
because I was buying them CDs.
But Pac was still in that though at that time.
Nah, Pac was around then.
Pac Doggy Style when he dropped Doggy Style.
Doggy Style. What Pac was around Doggy Style?
Even if you want to revert back to the movie, remember in the movie where Pac was in the studio. He had Pac coming in the studio when he was doing the beat and all that shit.
Bow wow wow yippee yo yippee yay. No, Pac wasn't there then. Nah,
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Pac was with Death Row.
Nah.
Now All Eyes on Me probably dropped afterwards, but Pac was with Death Row when Doggy Style dropped.
Nah, bro. Nah, I remember that because I bought all them albums. Pac came when what's that? Let me see. Pac came with Dr. Dre. Hold on, I pull it up right now. Pac wasn't around with Doggy Style because I was listening to I bought all them albums, bro. The CDs, I was into that shit deep. I wasn't even here. I was just man. Pac came. Dr. Dre, Pac. Let's see, Tupac, Dr. Dre.
Okay, Pac. He signed with Death Row in '95.
Mm-hmm. Cause Pac came after Suge Knight got him out of jail. Suge Knight got him out of jail, signed him to the death row, and that's when Pac came. So Pac came after that. That's when Pac was in. He got went to jail for a little bit, and Suge Knight made a deal with him. He got him out of jail, out of prison.
Because he was just with what? He was with Who was he with before that?
I think it was Interscope.
He was with Interscope before that,
right? And that's when I remember that vaguely, because then that's when Pac, when old boy signed him. That's when he came to the West Coast.
He was already in the West Coast.
Well, he's West Coast, but he came.
He came to L.A.
L.A.
Yeah, but he was in Oakland already. But that's what I'm saying. Most of his albums that he dropped before that,
I take Pac off, bro.
Which some of the albums was better than All Eyes on Me.
For sure.
Those albums was done while he was in Oakland.
Let me see Tupac albums. Okay, so we got all Tupac albums here. So we got Tupacalypse, Tupac Live. That's not one. Until the End of Time.
That's old. Tupacalypse though. That was definitely done in Oakland. Machiavelli.
He was Against the World. All
Against
Eyes
the
on Me.
World was
World
Oakland.
To the Game. One Nation. Strictly for My Niggas.
Strictly for My Niggas was Oakland.
Okay.
See, he did most of that when he was in Oakland.
The Outlaws, Tupac Outlaws, that was a collab. Yeah. 2003 Resolution, Machiavelli, Tupac, The Passion of Tupac.
See, all that is. Yeah. So it's just.
I mean, take Tupac off.
I wouldn't argue that. I don't know if I can argue that or not. Just because, like I said, like.
I take Tupac off. I put E40 over Tupac.
I'm just saying, being in. All right, so I'm gonna say this: being in San Diego, they have kind of, for people that's San Diego has a different. Their views and stuff on West Coast stuff is a little different. When I'm in LA, if this was a LA based audience, they probably would argue that. Because, like I said, even to this day, driving around LA, I see way more. I still see Tupac murals and Tupac this and Tupac that. There's still so much Tupac representation in Los Angeles, way more than Dre.
Who you take off, Dre?
Just off of that, it'll be hard to take Dre off. But just like kind of thinking about it, I'm like, dang, like it would be hard to take Dre off. It'd definitely be hard to take Dre off.
You can't take Snoop off, bro.
Nah, I wasn't. See.
Ain't no way. There's no way. There's no way. The only person that can slide off this either Dr. Dre or Tupac.
So you would keep Cube?
I have to.
Off of what album?
West Coast Connection, NWA, all that shit, bro.
Yeah, but if you take
West Coast Connection, Ice Cube.
Yeah, he was a part of it. Yeah, we know.
Who represent the West Coast?
Huh?
West Coast.
West Coast Connection?
Yes.
I mean, it was two gangbangers in Cube.
West Coast. That's the West Coast.
West Side Connection.
Bro, West Coast?
Mac 10 and Dub C.
West Coast? Cube?
What about?
Oh, come on. That's West Coast, bro. We can't take Cube off. Can't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
I can't let it.
But what is the terms of you putting them in there besides the fact of he's so West Coast?
So would you take?
I'm just asking. What is the point? Because all right, let's go down.
I feel like Cube means more to the West Coast than Tupac.
Cube me again. When you go to LA and you drive down South Central,
because they older,
rather be Century or what?
Older,
but it's still representation though. What you know? So I'm just saying the overlapping arc of LA. If you go in LA, there's gonna be Tupac shit everywhere
for sure
to this day.
100%.
So why not go with the person that they love?
The pioneer. That's the pioneer. That's That's like somebody.
But I'm just saying
that's the foundation.
This man had a whole.
How can you take out the foundation?
Side of the map,
Q.
hating New York.
Q.
He had a whole side of the map ready to go to war. He had a whole side of the map.
I don't care.
Ready to ride for this man, and you want to take him off?
That's the foundation. You can't take
He was the general. Pac was he had the whole coast was ready to ride for him.
I'm sorry. I take Tupac off.
So you would take Tupac off?
Either Tupac or Dr. Dre.
But
I'm trying to be picky though. I'm trying to be picky.
I know. Yeah, definitely.
The only reason I take the
because we don't want people to come in here and be like, "Oh, you got no."
Right.
But the same things that you put for Q go to Dre. Dre started NWA.
That's why I can't.
So you say,
but he's not a rapper. He's not a rapper. He's not a rapper. He's not a rapper.
Okay, then take him off.
That's
because he's a producer.
Yep, that's the only reason I take.
Then take him off.
Okay.
But my thing with Snoop though,
but
and we love Snoop. We love Snoop. But my thing with Snoop is like,
please be careful. That's Snoop Dogg.
No, he's Snoop Dogg. Yeah, he had how many albums he had with Death Row? Two, 1,
3,
1.
I don't know.
Don't forget, he left and went to No Limit, and he moved to Baton Rouge.
He did came back. I remember that.
Yeah,
Master P.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck.
So you still would
absolutely,
but then you're kind of blurring like how?
No,
like why? But why do some rules? Why do some rules fit for one and don't fit for another?
He's a rapper, and what he means to the West Coast, bro. When you think of West Coast, you think of Snoop.
No, you don't. You think of Tupac.
No,
what are you talking about?
No, I disagree with that. When you think of the West Coast, you think of Tupac over Snoop.
So you mean to tell me we could go to the East Coast, Miami, New York, we could go to all of them, right? Have to be older because if we hit the YNs, they gonna say, "Oh, Kendrick Lamar." All right, so we go to the older generation, right? And we say, when I say West Coast hip hop, who comes to your mind?
Snoop Dogg.
And you mean to tell? Stop it.
Snoop Dogg.
Stop it. Majority of the people's gonna say Tupac.
Nah,
they're gonna either say Tupac or they're gonna say Nip, or they're gonna say something like Nipsey or something like that. They're gonna say some shit like that. But I'm just saying that's what they're gonna be like. Oh, dog, you're not. I don't think you understand how big Tupac was for California,
bro. I do.
Then you can't compare the two. Tupac was way more important. Tupac was more important, bro.
At the time, I would say Tupac was a little bit more popular, but Snoop right now, as a whole, as a collective, everything is Snoop.
See, now you're getting into different territories. If you're talking right now, I see where you're coming from, because commercially, Snoop is like.
I'm talking about as a whole of everything, right now, as a conglomerate of everything right now, from the back to the front, left or right. Snoop Dogg is West Coast, bro. When you think of the West Coast, you think of Snoop. At the time, I remember those times,
bro.
But
if it was a battle between the two of who you would take off, like I
can't take off Snoop. I can't.
See,
I don't know, bro. Out of anybody on that list, Snoop is number one.
I don't know. I want to know what some of the other peeps may think. Just off the simple fact of like,
I need to know this.
Just off the simple fact of like how the world reacted. Remember, they had murals and shit in Africa when Pac died of him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like example, to live and die in L.A.
Yeah, to live and die in L.A.
It's still played to this moment.
Yeah, because he's dead.
To live and die in LA was huge.
It was. Bro, I remember all that. I'm telling you, I was big. But
no. I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, I have to take you down memory lane because it seems like you have an Alzheimer's right now.
No, because I remember.
But yeah, and you're not from here. So from you not being from here, and you remember all that, and you was in Georgia, I was in Louisiana.
Yeah.
And Louisiana. Mm-hmm. There was way more people on Tupac than Snoop.
Bro, I remember shit like, I'm telling you.
So you mean to tell me in Albany, Georgia, y'all listen to Snoop more than y'all listen to Pac?
For me, yeah, I listen to
you. For you. No, I'm just saying, no, the people around you though.
No, at the time, no. That's what I was saying. I felt like Pac was a little more popular for sure. At the time, when they were both alive.
Take us out of it.
Right.
Let's talk about the people that was around us.
Oh, Pac was hot at the time.
Then I feel like you can't. You have to say Pac is.
Let me tell you why Pac was. Because Pac was always in the news. He was doing some crazy shit. He was locked up. He was making movies. He was on like fucking Above the Rim.
He was in Atlanta protesting.
He was a lot. That's what I'm saying.
He was in Atlanta protesting. He was calling out the GDs because the GDs in Milwaukee went after some dude in a gang war, but they didn't go after the cops that killed the little black girl.
100%.
Like he was doing all this stuff, but at the time he was doing all this stuff, he was Bay Area.
But that's what I'm saying. He was more than just the West Coast at the time.
Yeah,
because he was like I'm saying, he was more idolized because like I'm saying, like Juice. And when I remember watching Juice, I remember watching all that shit. That was in New York, though. That was like New York shit.
The movies was filmed out there. That's
I know,
fine.
I know.
That's fine.
I'm just saying from here.
Yeah. So that's what your brain meant to, because the movies was filmed there.
Even from the music, but like
but
it wasn't like
he says Oakland.
I know, but it wasn't like that. It wasn't, to me. It wasn't West Coast.
It wasn't West Coast music because it didn't have West Coast sound.
Right.
It was Bay Area.
Right.
It was Oakland. It was Oakland. It's still West Coast.
It's so weird because when you think about it, Digital Underground don't sound like a West Coast sound. They don't even sound like an Oakland sound at the time.
But it's still there.
Yeah.
It's still there.
Yeah.
No, I get what you're saying.
I
get what you're saying at this time period right now, taking everything in consideration, why you would say Snoop. I completely understand that. I completely understand it. I completely understand all.
But I'll agree with you. At the time, Pac was he was hotter than Snoop at the time.
Yeah.
100%.
But the thing that, like, I don't know, and like he could be, like you said, because he's dead and he's an idol.
Yes.
But like even to this day, you could ride around it and you could see at least 20 Tupac murals.
100%.
I don't see not one Dre, not one Snoop. I don't see none of
they
them.
dead.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe so.
And the only thing I would say to give you some push on your topic, Pac was really loved in the Mexican community and all those other communities too. They love Pac.
But I said that.
Right.
Just live and die in LA. It wouldn't be LA without the Mexicans.
Right.
Brown, black love to the sets again.
Bro,
oh, come on, man.
I miss that shit, man.
Come on, man.
I miss Pac, man.
Come on, man.
I miss Pac, bro.
That's why you can't take him off the list.
I have to, man.
You can't. If any,
bro, I remember early Pac though, man. I remember this. I was a big fan of Pac, man. The actor Pac, all that.
Dog.
Brenda Got a Baby.
I used to like that. Ain't
Come
got
on,
nothing but
man.
love for you. Straight out of Oakland, California, where we bombing on. Just shout out to all my niggas in the darkest corners. Come
Pac
on,
was
man.
Cool, homie. Pac was
Come
cool.
on, man.
And like I said, that's a very hard list. That's a very hard. That's very hard to take anybody off that. That's very hard to take anybody off that list.
But we both in agreement. You have to put 40 on. So if you're going to put 40 on, then take off Dre. Boom. Take Dre off, putting 40 on.
I'll do that.
All right. Taking Dre off 40 water. There you go. We got you.
Dre,
we
man.
got you 40. We got you.
Dre. Sorry, Dre.
Sorry, Dre. Sorry, Dre.
Ah, that sounds crazy to take Dre off the
Sorry,
list.
Dre. I mean,
That's crazy, bro. That sounds nuts. That sounds crazy.
I was gonna say
let's think about it, because we done this for a long time. Think about it. We're taking Dre off and putting E40 over Dre. That's crazy.
it is crazy, but it's the Mount Rushmore of West Coast hip hop, and you have to have 40 on there. So we're gonna take off Dre. We're gonna put. Besides, Daz Dillinger did most of those beats anyway. There we go. Most of the beats that you was like, oh yeah, Dr. Dre did that. A lot of those beats he didn't do.
That's true.
So that'll be the thing to make us sleep good at night.
I ain't gonna be sleeping good at night at all. That's gonna be hard to drop a clip on this. We gonna get murdered in the comments. No matter what you say, it's a wrong. No matter what you do, but you have to put E40 on there somewhere.
That's a must.
Somebody
bro.
a must.
It's a must.
The whole Bay Area.
You have to put four. There's only, like I said before, there's only 3 rappers from the Bay that I personally feel have to be on there. And if you narrow it down, E40 makes the best sense
for sure.
And if it has to be one, E40, and then one of those got to go.
You got to represent the Bay Area. You have to.
Unless when they made that list, Pac was their Bay Area representative.
Stop, bro.
I mean, Pac only had one LA album, and that was All Eyes on Me. That was when he was in LA. Anyway, whatever.
I'm done talking about it. There's so many avenues you can take.
There's a lot of avenues you could take.
I don't know if I can make a clip on this, because no matter what you do, you're gonna be wrong.
You're gonna, yeah.
But it's good conversation.
It's good conversation.
These dudes are dumb.
And then all people gonna do is make their own little list in the comments. Make your own list in the comments.
These guys don't know what they're talking about.
We want to see y'all list in the comments.
Absolutely.
So what would be your West Coast YN? Not YN, but what would be your newer generation West Coast list?
Newer generation. Nip.
Oh
my God, you got to think about this.
This is easier. I feel like this is easier.
Nip, The Game.
Definitely. How to put Kendrick.
Who's that fourth person?
It's 4 or 5 on Roush-more.
Four. Would you put YG on there?
No.
Newer. I think I'll put YG. I think I'll put YG. I think I'll put YG. YG.
I'm gonna be different.
I think I'll put YG.
I'm gonna be different.
Schoolboy Q.
I could put Schoolboy on there. But I'm gonna say Mozzie.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'm gonna say Mozzie.
That's a good one.
That body of work.
That's a good one.
That body of work.
You put Mozzie over YG?
Yeah. Because like I said, YG, I like YG.
I love Mozzie.
I like YG. And people be like, oh man, your last one you talked about YG. I have no problem with YG. YG's first album is a classic. The second album was all right. After that though, you know, Mozzie's body of work.
The Mozzie. I love Mozzie.
Shout out to Mozzie for that album, man.
Oh man. God. Man, that new album he got is crazy. Mozzie came with that one.
Bring hip hop back, man. Mozzie came with it.
Mozzie, that new album. Y'all haven't heard that new album about Mozzie? What's it called? What's that new album called? But bro, it's nasty. I like good about 5-6 songs off that album for sure.
Yeah. I let that thing run.
Yeah.
I was letting it run. I was like in tune. I was like, okay.
What they call it, like sad music or something like that? What they call that? His music?
I don't know, but
they call it like sad music.
But he be preaching though. He be
pain music. That's what they call it. They call it pain music.
Yeah, he be preaching.
Damn. But I don't know, bro. I'm a huge fan of Mozzie, bro. Huge fan. I don't know if I'll put him on YG though. I don't think I would put him on YG. But from a personal perspective, I understand that move. I mean, I still don't see why you put so much regard on YG like that. YG's big, bro. I don't know what now, but YG was.
Yeah, but if you're talking body of work to body of work, Mozzie got him.
I feel like Mozzie's still underground. He haven't made it to the.
Mozzie still got him. Body of work to body of work. If we compare body of work together.
I'm not even gonna argue with you because I love Mozzie that much.
But like I said, that takes nothing away from YG's first album. That first album is a classic. That first album is a masterpiece. As much as people want to go back and forth, well, it was Mustard and it was this and it was that, whatever. However y'all feel about it, that first YG album was a masterpiece. But if we're talking album for album and we're talking body of work through the whole stretch period of time when Mozzie had the little ugly haircut, Mozzie from then to now, and to say that this last album is hot, bangers. That's a good run. That is a run.
Hard, man. It's
that
hard.
Is a run.
That's a hard one. I can't be writing any of those. You know what I mean? That's a hard.
Well,
it is what it is.
Yeah, you know.
Kanye West.
Weirdo.
Kanye West said he used to look at his mom's magazine. You got me in my head running right now. Dang, bro, that's crazy. That's a hard one. That's hard. So Kanye West said that when he was a kid, him and his cousin used to look at his mom's magazines and everything like that. And you know, he said him and his cousin, he used to suck his cousin off for until he was 14 years old.
Yeah,
14, bro.
So the thing that gives me is, and I brought this up, and I shared this to like Brady and some other people. Last podcast we had a girl on there on our other podcast, and she talked about how that was like a normal thing. Then I look back on Fig, and then the girls was talking about that's a normal thing. So I'm just like, what is women seeing, or what is women going through, or what kind of pillow talk is being done with some of these dudes for them to feel like that's normal.
That's not a normal thing. Not in my world. And like how we made some good points on that. She made a good point though. She said in their world, that's a normal thing.
Everybody's world is based on perspective. Everybody's world is different.
Right.
Which we understand that, and that's what made podcasting so beautiful, is you got to understand everybody's different perspective and everybody's different world, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? some people get mad at other people's perspectives into their world.
100%.
But it's like, what are you seeing and what are you going through on a normal basis to feel like a sexually curious little boy that's sucking off another little boy? That's a normal thing. But they use that word common, and that kind of made me start thinking like, dang, like another group of women is saying that this is common. What's going on? Because
I mean, yeah.
growing up as boys, that wasn't common to us.
That wasn't common to me.
That wasn't what we was, even when we was finding our people porno magazines and being sexually, it was always like, man, like I want to go like eat some pussy. I want to go find a female. I want to do this. I want to do that. This and this and this. It was never a common thing to be curious about another boy.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially in where I'm from. Where I'm from, like where I'm from, bro, like you probably seen one kid that was kind of like, you felt like was really feminine where I'm from. You know what I mean? Like out of the whole hood. You know what I mean? You were like, oh, that cat, that, you know, he feminine. You know, I want to say the word, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But because it was a different word back then, you can say that word kind of openly, he'll F, you know what I mean? And that was like, it was open. And I don't remember any kid being like that when I was coming up, bro.
Really? Like none? Like I don't understand.
None. I
don't understand it.
Because as a kid, like I was saying, we said on the other show, I remember like us trying to chase and get some tail, bro. Like we looked up to my cousins. I looked up to my cousins and my uncles and things like that. And bro, like I remember they was doing their thing and they had the girls and they had the like where I'm from, it was dope boys. We're dope boys. And those are the people who was idolized in my neighborhoods, you know, in our neighborhoods, the dope boys. We didn't have gangs and none of that shit. And they had the girls, they had the nice cars, they had all that. They had the clout, everything. And that's who you idolized to be like, them dope boys. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we were, dope boys. We wasn't like all those others sucking some dude off. No, we was trying to get some tail, homie. We was out there trying to get some tail, bro. That was it. We was trying to be like my cousins. So I'm not disrespecting anybody. I think if that's your reality, okay, cool. No problem at all. But I don't think that's normal.
Do you think it's weird that the girls that are stating that it's common are all West Coast females?
I was gonna say that too, but I didn't want to say that because some people get sensitive on that. We were talking about that.
It was
because it's different. Because even the guys out here are different.
I'm just saying, in the last, for those people that don't know, the last podcast, they had one from St. Louis, one from Texas, and one from California. Yeah. It was the California girl who was like, that's common. The other two was like, nah. So, and then back on Fig, it was the two girls, they're from California. So it's like, is there something that's being pillow talked about or something that, you know, or something that they're seeing that's just like.
Could be. Because even when we talk to these girls, they say other things about these guys out here. And I'm like, bro, what? Like where I'm from, like even now, like that shit ain't going down. Like they want to be open the door for me, give me flowers and all this, and you know what I mean. Like whatever your sexuality, that's your business, man. I don't look down on anybody. You know, whatever your sexuality is, like do whatever, be your truth. I respect somebody to come out and say that's their truth. That if that's how that's their life.
That's how they rock. That's how they rock. Right.
That's how you roll, bro. Shit.
If that's how you roll. That's how you roll.
That's how you roll.
But it's just.
Like we have Mike on here, homie. Mike, yeah. I respect the motherfucker like Mike, homie. Mike gonna live his truth.
But
you know what I mean?
It's just like raise an eyebrow when you have women that's saying, "Oh, that's common," and I'm just like, bro. "Dang, like what? Oh, that's common."
Ain't mine coming. I ain't where I'm from. I ain't where I'm from. It ain't coming. I ain't never heard of that. Where I'm from.
So, back to Kanye West. Do you think he needs help? Do you think he's reaching out for help, or you think it's truly just trying to sell an album?
Dog, Q, I think he's too far gone.
So he's just.
I think it's both. I think it's all of it. I think Kanye needs help. I think you made a good point last time. You said that you don't have anybody around him to say anything for him. You know what I mean? He don't have any yes men around him.
He don't like yes men. I mean, he don't like people that defines him. He likes yes men. He likes people that's gonna shut up when he yells. He like people that's gonna, you know what I'm saying? He don't like people that be like, hold up, Kanye. You have all the times you hear about Kanye yelling at people and in studio outbursts and stuff. You have not heard about one person stepping up to Kanye, be like, Kanye, I'll slap the piss out you.
Right.
You haven't heard of him doing that to not one person.
Yep. Because he has too much power, too much money and power. You know what I mean? Like had.
Yeah.
Well, I think he still got some, but now, yeah, he's declining for sure. And I think he's very desperate. I think he's egotistical on a different level but also that egotistical kind of makes him who he is. That I could do anything type of Kanye. That's what that Kanye I miss. I miss that Kanye, like, you know, pretty, you know, that I can do anything, no matter what. You know, I can conquer anything.
Yeah, he wanted to run for president.
Yeah, bro. I respect that type of dude. You know what I'm saying? Now he went from that to suck this dude dick when I was 14 to Beyonce kids are retarded. You know, stuff like that, man. Like, I think he's so desperate to do.
What did you say about Boosie? Boosie smells broke.
He said he smelled broke. I was like, bro. Oh man, I'm waiting for Boosie to come back with something on that one. I'm waiting for that reply for Boosie, bro. Boosie, you better cook up something nice for that one.
I mean, he don't even need to. He was like, you was sucking your cousin dick. like, damn, bro. Like, Kanye's giving you all the ammo right now.
Yeah, man.
This album.
You know what hurts me about Kanye? Kanye was that person, like, I felt like people idolized, like, dang, I want to be like Kanye. Not me, but I could see
there
how
was people
like,
yeah, definitely.
That's Kanye.
Definitely.
Now, I don't know too many people like, I want to be like Kanye.
No. Absolutely not.
He's ruined, bro.
Be like Kanye.
Ruined.
Oh, man.
And you know, it's like, he's kind of like that Charleston White, you know, in a way. He says these outlandish things, but you know, then you will hear him on a different level, and it's like, I understand what he's fighting.
I feel like he was listening to that. Why he was listening to 2004, and then it was like, man, YG got a lot of feedback from him saying that he got taken advantage of. Mm-hmm. It is almost like he was like, I could top that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was sucking my cousin dick at 14.
Right.
Like, what? What the fuck? What?
Why though? Why would you say this? What? Q, my mind works, Q.
He's like, YG, hold my beer.
Right.
Oh, man.
Q, the way my mind works, I'd be like, what's the motive? Why would you say this? There's no reason for you to come out and say this to me. To me, like, I don't understand the motive behind it. Like, why? Why would you come out and say, I'll suck my little cousin's dick when I was 14? Like, what's the purpose of you saying that? The only purpose I can understand is like, okay, I want attention. He needs attention. And I think that attention is slowly fading. And it's not getting that level of dopamine or that level of attention that he used to get. And it's slowly fading. And I think that tension is his value. And that tension is slowly fading. And it's probably like at a third of what he used to have. So when you don't have that tension, he's nobody no more.
He's like, I got to keep people talking.
I got to keep people talking.
Album drop.
His album's already out, isn't it?
No,
it's not out yet.
I looked for it. It wasn't. Nah.
I'm disappointed in Kanye. I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
But you know, like I somebody like Kanye, I kind of root for because the system is against him.
But he's making it hard to root for him.
He's making it hard for him to root for him.
He's making it hard to root for him. That's like they used to have an old TV show, and the show is about angels and demons, and it had Lucifer, and Lucifer told this dude, he was like, I was God's greatest creation. I was his favorite son, mm-hmm. And he banished me because I had free will and I thought for myself, and he was just like, is that terms of banishment, and he's just like almost like root for me, you know, mm-hmm. what I'm saying? Like, I have a reason behind this, like
right.
Like people are against me, and then every time I hear Kanye speak, I just like he sounds more and more devilish, like right. It's just more and more out there, just like, yeah, bro, what is he getting? Like, what is the point and purpose of all this?
Right.
To sell records?
Yep. And once again, like I always say, to bring it back to the beginning, he needs that attention. He don't nobody around him to say, hey, Kanye, chill the fuck out, bro.
He needs somebody like that.
Yeah.
But he doesn't want like people like that around.
Nope.
So that's on him.
And you made a good point too. You said a lot of these artists they'll erase those type of people. That's probably why they don't, you know, because I'll listen to Justin Bieber's like that. They were saying Justin Bieber's like that too.
He'll just,
if you say something bad to him, or you try to check him or try to help him, he'll just erase you.
See? See, sometimes people need that. Like, hey, that song trash, bro.
Right.
Like, nah, like
You can't say that.
maybe you gotta redo this. Like, but that stuff is like helpful.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But people get so egotistical and people get stuck in their own stuff that they're just like, you know, like me personally, like if you have a group of people around you, when I do like rollouts and I'll have like each dish, there's 5 different versions of each dish, and I put all this food out, like let me know. They'll tell me, oh, this is trash, this is too salty, this is this and this and this. I want the best product to be pushed to the people.
Right.
Y'all are the ones that's supposed to help me get this best product pushed to the people.
Right.
If I just be like, man, I don't care what y'all say. Like, I'm gonna sell this anyway like this. You ain't gonna get nowhere like that.
Nope.
That's horrible. That's horrible for him.
That feedback, bro. That unfiltered feedback. That's priceless.
Priceless.
It's priceless. Like even even in here, like when a customer complains about something, even if I don't agree with it, bro, it's an unfiltered feedback. Okay, what can I learn from that situation?
Reasonable though.
Yes.
Reasonable if you like.
Yes.
Reasonable, because some people
agree.
complain about the dumbest of shit, and I was
agree.
like, I don't want to hear this. But the reasonable stuff, the stuff that you feel like is real, not just hatred, because there's people that come into places just to hate. Like I hear so much about the loft. You know what I'm saying? Oh,
Right.
you walk in there, it's not all that. It's not what I thought. Same thing with Sinner.
Right.
Sinners is a great movie, and whoever ain't go see Sinners yet, go see Sinners. 100 was 98 on Rotten Tomatoes, 5 stars. Everybody loved it. Now all of a sudden you're getting this group of Northerner Christians or whatever you want, whatever their group is called, and they're like bashing the movie for some reason. And I'm just like,
You're gonna have that no matter what.
like what? And the reasons is the dumbest reasons all. Like there's not a such thing as horror genre in movies. Like black people can't make horror movies. Like why you like, it's just crazy, bro. So there's always going to be certain people that hate, but the ones that's around you that really want to see you do good, if they give you certain feedback, take that.
You got to listen to it.
Listen to it.
That's how you got to grow. That's how you grow. Unfiltered. I'll pay for that.
Yeah.
I'll pay for that feedback, bro. I mean, go in there and tell me what's shitty about my place. Cool. I need to work on it.
Yeah.
It's going to make me more money.
Definitely.
Keep them emotions from this, at bay, man.
Definitely.
You got to think with that money. But it is what it is, man. I think that's it, man, that we could have, man. We're about a minute and 20 in. You want anything before we head out of here?
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I want your opinion.
I'm all ears.
Music wise, right?
Mhm.
We all know that LA started the gangster rap. LA started the gangster rap. LA started the gang banging,
Mm-hmm.
all that. Do you feel like the transition, and most of it is from LA individuals, of that LA gangs, but in the South, do you feel like that that transition of their rap, do you feel like it's starting to become better than some of the LA gangster rap?
So you're saying like a Lil Baby or somebody?
Not really, kind of Little Baby, but there's certain rappers. I think I just sent you one on IG.
Okay,
the dude,
I remember that.
He from OKC. He from Rolling 60s.
Nah, I don't think so. Not yet. Not yet.
Because then you do have like I said, you have some of the Texas rappers and some of the, you know what I'm saying, like,
yeah. I mean, there's a couple
Big
Texas
X the
rappers.
Plug.
What's the old boy just came up right now that's on my radar? Texas rapper, dope, bro. His name is, I just screenshotted that motherfucker so hard, bro. Look, Texas rapper. But yeah, I agree with you. I understand what you're saying, but no, I don't think they're not better than actual the West Coast gangster rappers right now.
Okay.
Because those West Coast gangster rappers got classic, like, stupid classics like, okay, this guy right here, R&B, Faux Mob.
Yeah, Faux Mob. Yeah. Faux Mob nice. Faux Mob nice. Faux Mob nice.
I had to stop and save him.
Faux Mob nice. But for those that the reason why I asked is because they have a certain site, music site, and it talked about like some of the great who's like next up, right?
Right.
And it was like, oh man, the next great, like for example, it has some of who's the hottest, like each gang member, like who's the hottest Crip rappers right now,
right?
Who's the hottest Blood rappers right now,
right?
But on the list there was only like a handful that was actually from California.
Well, that's the thing though. A lot of these people also can't really. They don't rap. Like they don't represent like they set. Like a lot of people, I didn't know they were Bloods or Crips until you told me. Or represent those type of hoods until you told me. Mm-hmm. You know, like I didn't know Lil Baby was a Crip. I didn't know that.
He said it in songs.
But
I mean, he said it. He said it.
But he don't like how you said like on the West Coast, he's not representing like the.
Yeah, no.
He ain't representing like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, so they don't represent it like that. When I think of
but see, that's why I feel like that's why so many people are hyping them up.
Mm. But the West Coast, they represent they sets.
They represent their sets because
it's more cultural.
Theirs. Yeah. It's theirs. And as much as other people want to claim it, certain ones, because there is certain individuals that broke off and did their own thing. But as much as certain individuals want to claim it, it's still LA's. That's their bread and butter.
100%, because that's like LA culture or West Coast culture, like these gangs and these sets. Like I said before, like when you go to the South, yeah, you got some like scattered around, but there's nothing. It's a different culture.
It is a different culture.
The South is not like that.
But you can also say that, and we talked about this before too, and I think this was something that was on No Jumper. I think it was the episode with 30.
Right.
I'm trying to think how I'm gonna say that. But it was the episode with 30, and I think they was talking about like the certain whatever hoods or whatever. They was like the most violent hoods, right? Mm-hmm. Like for example, the Grape Streets in Jersey.
Right.
Crazy. Wild, right?
Right.
Then you want to talk about like the so-and-sos or whatever that's in like Little Rock or like Detroit. They're whatever. And it's just like
they're not gangs though. Right?
Yeah, no, they're gangs.
Oh, really?
They're offshoots from the LA gang. But they go out there and like I said, laws is different, rules is different. They wildin'. So it's just like, well, they're kind of wilding more over here than it is back where it originated from. So does that kind of make them feel like, is it obsolete, or do they do it because they want the LA chapter to feel like, okay, y'all doing y'all thing, or whatever the case may be? Just in your opinion, because like I said, we don't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just in your opinion.
Not affiliated. Yeah. Right. So I just feel like, once again, that's a West Coast culture. So yeah, you might have pockets of these little gangs and or big gangs in different cities, but that's not the whole city. That don't represent like the whole city. That's just like part of a pocket for it. Like how we said before on other episodes, like you are the product of your environment. Mm-hmm. Like in New York, I mean, there's some blood gangs.
There's a lot of bloods.
Yeah, but it's not like the whole culture of New York. You know what I'm saying?
It's not, but there's a lot.
Yeah, there's some. There's a lot.
There's a lot.
The South, right? The South.
A lot. Even Game said so many bloods of Compton, we had to give New York some. There's a lot.
Yeah, there's some for sure. Yeah, the first time I heard kind of that, like Jim Jones and Dipset and all that. Yeah. But that's not, to me, when I don't think of New York, when I don't think of gangs. Yeah, I know there's some there. So I don't think it's the whole culture or predominantly the culture, especially in the South. Like where I'm from, like I said, growing up, we had dope boys. That's influenced by the music, as you know, the Jeezys, the T.I.s, the trap music. Right. That's because that's our culture, the dope boys.
Right. So we could spin that way too.
Right. So
how I look at it is, like, example, they had unfortunate situation in Memphis. There was like a shooting in Memphis. It was like all over the place, whatever. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, it was like 5 people killed, something like that. It was the dudes that did it. They were Crips.
Right.
But their Crip set is a LA-based Crip hood.
Right.
That particular set, there's a row out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say all that because whatever, but there's an area out there that's known for those sets and different other sets that link up and they run that whole little row. But they be wilding almost as harder as their LA counterpart. So when it comes to stuff like that, does that make you look at certain stuff now to translate that with trapping? When they came out with all the trap rap, there was a lot of places that try to imitate it.
Right.
So that's almost equivalent of New York dudes, or not New York, let's say Detroit, because I feel like Detroit was the ones that they like the whole trap stuff. So that's like the Detroit dudes being like, well, we make trap music too, but we make more money than the dudes in Atlanta. So does that make us better?
No. I don't think so. I mean, I think it depends on the artist, you know. But as a whole, I don't think so. I don't think so.
No, I love that.
I mean,
I feel that.
I mean, that's like saying like another city is better than drill rap than Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but the another reason why that argument could be is
you could be influenced.
But there's a lot of cities that do feel like that.
For sure. They probably evolved, and you could evolve into it. But like, and Chicago's known for the drill.
It is.
That's their style. That's their whole style.
It is. And before everybody, I always say you have to pay homage to the people who originated it all the time. But with that being said, there's Hoovers in Houston.
As a whole.
There's Hoovers in Houston. There's Bloods in New York. There's Grape Streets in New Jersey, Memphis, and Texas too.
Well, I agree.
They all feel like they're better too.
But is that their culture though? You know what I'm saying?
Well, can it be? I don't think it can be their culture, but you could still perfect something.
But yeah,
or you
for
can
sure.
still, you can't really say like, okay, this is not a culture because that came from, let's just say grapes in general. That came from Jordan Downs, Watts, 10 Trey, Jordan Downs projects. If you're not from Jordan Downs projects or never seen Jordan Downs projects, then you should not say that you're a part of grapes. But they branched out, whatever happened, and they formed.
Right.
So there could be, Memphis could have 300 grapes.
But
can you say that they're not the real thing? Like
this what I'm saying. So only thing I'm saying is, if that's your culture, it's going to be very hard be better than the person that this is their whole culture. Mm-hmm. This is what
the
like
piece
I said,
of the pie.
Right. This is a whole pie.
Yeah, you're a slice. Not
you're
a
just
piece.
a slice.
Right.
Yeah, you can find some off-brand people, some people who's like, okay, who's influenced by it, and they rap and they probably better at it. Yes, but as a whole, that's a whole, the whole pie. It's gonna be very hard.
It's hard. And would you say that across the board with everything?
Not every, like I said,
I'm setting you up for something.
Listen.
I'm setting you up for something right now.
Listen. So check it. So check it.
Yeah.
Let's go back to my home. We got dope boy music.
Yes, sir.
Everybody in Atlanta, in the South, is making dope boy music. In the South, the whole area.
Yeah.
Yes, you can find somebody who's influenced and probably make some dope boy music. But that's it. All we do is make dope boy music because that's what we live. That's our culture. That's what we live in. This we actually live in this shit.
Georgia is the trap. That's the home of the trap. Home of trap rappers.
So how you gonna be better? You can find somebody. You could be able to find somebody who's dope at it. But you gonna find somebody as a whole better than somebody who's doing trap. How?
Yeah.
This is what we live. This is our life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now I'm not telling you that somebody else that can't go sell drugs, but I'm just saying the whole South. That's the whole South culture.
This is a good breakdown, bro. Yeah. No, definitely. 100%.
That's a whole culture.
100%.
From the baby, then you got generations and generations.
So by you saying that, then let's take the pie thing in consideration.
Yep.
Black culture in general.
Black culture.
Black culture in general.
Right.
The South will be the pie, the whole pie, and then everywhere up north will be the slice.
No.
That's what you
No.
So the South is the whole pie, and what you're telling me is everywhere else just slices. Everybody came from everybody came from the South.
It depends. It depends. It depends on what you believe.
So is that what you telling me, sir?
Bro, it depends what you need. Because once again, when it comes to culture, New Orleans probably have more culture than the South.
New Orleans has
when it comes to black culture.
New Orleans have a different type of culture. Yeah, I can say that. Ours is a little different than the rest of the South. But it's just like when you talk about that and you talk about the whole pie to the slices.
But once again, depends. This can go intricate.
Because
they're saying that we was already here.
We were already here.
We didn't come from Africa.
But don't forget about migration, though. But the ones that did come from Africa and the ones that migrated, the reason why LA got all the black people they did, because the jobs opened up.
100%.
So they came from everybody west of the Mississippi, went to California. Everybody east of the Mississippi went to Chicago.
They said we was already here. We didn't come from Africa. They said even like the currents and everything like that, it would be almost impossible for us to row. Or even, because they said to get to a certain spot, they usually catch a current and it is, but you have to go against the current.
You have to go against the current.
You're going against the current.
All that is true, but what I'm saying is,
so we didn't bring from slaves over here. That's what they're saying. But I don't know that.
But all I'm saying is, if that's still the case, most of us was already Southern of
100%.
whatever it was called before everybody else came.
Right.
So if everybody was Southern and it took all this stuff to happen as far as like the slavery and then afterwards and people being free and they ran to the North because it was freedom.
100%.
Right. So that means the South would be the pie.
No.
And then the pieces.
No. Because we wasn't because we wasn't free. There was no freedom.
But it was still the bulk of the culture.
From a standpoint.
They went to these other places.
So think about it, Q. So you're here. You're not. You have culture there. Yes, you have culture. You know, we ate certain foods. We had certain traditions.
And they brought that, but they brought that with them.
Right. So what happened was we became free
when the Trailblaze happened and the migration happened.
Right.
And we went to Chicago.
We went to Chicago, in New York.
We went to New York. We went to Detroit. We went to Los Angeles. We went to Seattle. We went to all these, but we brought all this with us.
We did, but we didn't.
What did we not bring?
We didn't. I feel like we didn't bring our culture with us. We settled to other places.
They did though.
Nigga, these motherfuckers over here act like no Southern. They don't know their culture in San Diego.
No, but we're talking migration though.
Right.
That's years and years and years and years and years and years.
Right.
Now they don't because they're so far removed.
Right. That's what I mean.
But when they first came out there, yes, they brought that piece of the pie and they brought that here.
Right.
Don't forget Watts, for people that don't know, they call Watts the motherland. Watts was the motherland because this is where all the black people migrated to. That was the red light district. That was where everybody had the juke joints and the clubs and all that stuff. Everything was in Watts. And then it kind of migrated out where Compton was all white. All these other places was all white. And it was like black people moved into this, but it was all Southerners. It was all Southern black people. And then throughout generations, which is funny because they try to pass a law for people that, you need to buy
houses.
But they try to pass a law to stop people from black people entering San Diego County.
Really?
Yeah. So the law did not hold through, but the black people that did come into San Diego County, which was the 10 black families of San Diego or black founder families of San Diego, whatever you want to call it, they had hate between the Mexicans, they had hate between the Asians, they had hate between whites. They wasn't welcome. But they still migrated and came through. But even them was from the South. Like they was all from the South.
Yeah.
So they all had Southern. So they had all those Southern values. But then generations hit, and after so many generations, they lose it.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I understand that. But I'm just speaking as far as like the original migration.
Yeah.
The original migration, they took pieces, so they're pieces of the pie.
100%.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely.
Yep. 1,000%. 1,000%. In a nutshell, yes.
In a nutshell, yes.
In a nutshell, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we should get more credit.
Yeah.
We should get more credit there, I think.
Could be. But hey, man,
if you ain't watched Sinners, go watch Sinners.
I haven't seen it. Is it dope?
Huh?
Is it good?
Yeah. It speaks on all kind of spiritual and facts on, us and stuff like that. So
might go check it out, man. I really actually seen the movie in a long ass time.
Well, there you go.
But this is gonna be very hard to couple these clips because no matter what,
it's gonna be hard to cut some of these clips. But it was good conversation. It needed to be good conversation. But definitely for those that have not heard Mozzie's album, please go check out Mozzie's album. It's called Intrusive Thoughts.
Intrusive Thoughts. That's what it is. Yep.
Mozzie's album is Intrusive Thoughts, and it's
yeah.
I like it because
pain music.
Even the features wasn't features enough to take away from the album. Right. And I think that was super, super cool. Another topic that I want to jump on right quick. Two things. EBK J-Bo. The song that dropped, you said it was old. Homebodies just dropped. Mm-hmm. There was some parts of that song.
Snitching on somebody or something?
Yeah.
I
so, but back to your point of his song sounded like Homebody kind of do sound like some of the rest of it.
Bro, that's like one of our highest clips right now. We compare Mozzie to EBK J-Bo, and I think we knocked that shit over the head.
We definitely knocked it over the head because Mozzie just proved that he was like, it's almost like he watched it and he was like, what like I got the hardest flow out here, man.
And that's the thing though, when we talk about EBK, bro, he's dope. I listen to him. we're not saying. I don't want to come off like we're saying anything negative, like he's whack or anything like that. You know what I mean? I think he's good, but I think he's, bro. He definitely has to expand his palette for sure.
I like EBKJ, bro. I like his flow. I like his delivery. It's just his music, his song choices. If he made songs, then it would be different. He doesn't make songs.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think he's still hot, like right now, as he was before, like a couple months?
He's cooling off.
He's cooling off, right?
He's cooling off a little bit.
I thought so.
He's cooling off.
I agree.
He's cooling off.
I agree.
All right. Next question I got for you.
I agree with that. He is cooling off.
He is cooling off. Next question I have for you is about Lefty Gunplay. He dropped the song Menace with Jason Martin and The Game.
I seen that.
Did you listen to it?
I did.
What you think?
Actually, I listened. I seen the little clip because I'm following him on Instagram. Yeah. Lefty Gunplay. I'm not feeling him. The last 2 or 3 tracks he dropped, I wasn't feeling. No, I'm not feeling a lot of his music lately. I think because he's fucking on something and he's really up something and it's affecting his artistry. You know.
You think he's on drugs?
Oh, I know he's on drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. And I think he needs to get sober because I think he's over the top now. I think that some people can do drugs and like dude, he's actually following me, so I don't want to like go too hard, but I'm just saying out of love though. I think he's so far. Some people do drugs and they can be functional, but I think he's over the top of the hill. He's coming on the other end, and I think it's affected him. A lot of his music that he's been dropping lately, like last 2 songs he dropped, I was like, what? Like he dropped a song before that, and I was like, damn, that shit sounded like I can't believe you even dropped that. Like it didn't even. I forgot the name of the song.
I mean, there's nobody around him telling them, hey, I don't think this is, you know.
I don't think so.
And it might be like the LA people. They listen. Their ear, a lot of them ear hasn't really evolved.
Yeah.
Their ear is still the same as what. That's why I like some of these like Rucci and all that. That's why I like them because I'm like, dang, like
they raw.
Rucci sound like he could be from somewhere else, but he represent where he from, and it's like I like the fact that he could adapt like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? His ear isn't like Greedo. There's a lot of times Greedo say some shit, and a lot of California people be mad, but Greedo's ear isn't West Coast. His ear is everywhere.
Everywhere. Yep.
And I appreciate that. You know,
even some San Diego artists like Lil Weirdo, I like him like that because I feel like he's one of them artists that he can.
His ear,
his ear
is everywhere.
He don't sound West Coast.
But then you have certain artists. If it doesn't have that twine, if it doesn't have that feel of lowrider music,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, my ear ain't. It's not. That's not us. You know, and they don't want to jump on that. I feel like Lefty Gunplay is one of those people. I feel like his ear is just strictly like a certain.
You think so?
Has he dropped anything that made you think otherwise?
I think the early Lefty Gunplays, man, it was dope. I think he's good.
He's good.
He's good.
I
like his music.
Good.
He's good. It's just that at the point now, it's respectfully. I think his music kind of sound a little sloppy. Respectfully. And
I like Jason Martin too, so I'm like that. I like his tracks. I like what he does. Like, so
slurring.
Yeah.
Slurring. You like sometimes I feel like some shit I heard like it don't even make sense that he's dropping. I'm like, damn, bro. Like, then people always kind of hated on him, but people are really hating on him now. And I think that's because I was like, bro, like, he's not making like quality music like he used to make. I mean, sometimes he be drunk. He be drunk and it seems like he's drunk and shit. Like eyes be all like, ooh. I'm like, man, it's just sad to see that somebody has so much potential going down the drain. And you know, I'm gonna add one more thing on this.
Let's see if you're gonna say the same thing. What?
Kendrick Lamar put him in that song, Crazy Stupid.
Yeah.
And I remember he was supposed to be on tour with Kendrick.
The Kendrick Lamar curse, huh?
No, even then, like, check it. He's supposed to be on tour. Kendrick Lamar was supposed to bring him on stage, all that. And I don't think Kendrick don't want that because of the way his appearance now. You know what I mean? Like, it's not professional. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got.
No, I get exactly what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
And
you can't bring this little druggie onto your tour. So now he just plays his songs and just put them on the big screen. Crazy, stupid, hilarious, which is dope though. It's cool, but I think if he was a little bit more sober, he would probably been on tour with Kendrick. He would probably been at these concerts.
He probably would be.
It's not professional to have him there. He's a liability.
But that goes to like, at the end of the day, because I hear the whole Kendrick curse thing. At the end of the day, every rapper that was on that album is its own man. It's the ones that speak the loudest is the ones that didn't do what they were supposed to do, right? Mm-hmm. Like old boy who's homeless, and he just had his little clip where he was like, that Kendrick feature didn't do nothing for him.
Oh yeah. Well, he just had an accident.
He just had an accident.
Yeah. Was it DD whatever? Yeah.
Him. Yeah.
Right.
So I understand that, and I'm like, well, what do y'all or what did y'all expect Kendrick to do?
He did it.
He gave them a chance.
Right.
Now, it's not like, Drake where, a feature will get you a few $1 million, but he gave him a chance.
Bro, old boy put you on your album, homie. He blessed you already. He can't do it. I mean, what else can he do? Now you're not holding up your bargain. Like these guys he's on his highest level, bro. This guy Kendrick is on.
I feel like it's almost, and I'm not. And we can't speak for everybody because he had a lot of people on the album, and a lot of people thrive. But certain ones, it's almost like they I can't say expected, but it's almost like I thought more was going to come from this.
For his artists he has featured on his album.
The certain ones that didn't bubble, like how they personally may have thought they bubbled and they expressed some things online.
I think only because Kendrick's on another level right now, and he has to be careful who's around him. Mm-hmm. Now I think he's at he is at the highest level of success he has ever been. Now you're not just an artist. You're a business. You got corporations. He has sponsorships. He has the NFL. You know what I mean? He has huge corporations around him. So you got to move correctly. You got to move like a business, like a real true businessman. Mm-hmm. And if you're not on that level, and this dude motherfucker's on his, he's A1 right now. Mm-hmm. He's on his shit. He's grinding. He's focused. And you gonna come around to somebody who's drugged out? You're not gonna do that, bro. You're gonna, all right, cool. I love you, man. Peace, but I can't have you around. I can't have that energy around me.
Yeah, but what kind of animosity does that bring to when you get back to LA?
It don't even matter right now. He's bigger than LA.
Because now these certain ones, you get back to the hood. Yeah, but I'm saying it's LA. Anybody be touching LA. But I'm just saying when you get back and it's like that animosity of and we're not saying that any one of these people have any animosity towards Kendrick directly.
Right.
But
they are. Some of them do.
If that was the case, but a lot of these dudes is from real live big sets, and they're like, if they feel like dang, I feel undervalued, I feel unappreciated, I feel like this should have been this and this should have been that. Like that kind of creates bad tension.
Yes and no. Yes and no. Number one, you're a grown ass man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's not going out and say, okay, Lefty, you're a piece of shit, you're garbage, you're a druggie, get the fuck away. No, bro, He is working. That's all he's doing.
He is working.
And he's not guaranteed to have you on all this and everything like that. This is just, you're blessed to even being in this little circle or what he's doing.
100%.
But he can't make you be an artist.
He can't.
I got my own shit I got to worry about.
He can't, and it's not like he's signed to him and none of that. No. So he can't make him be an artist. He can't.
I got my own shit. I'm trying to do my own shit. Yeah, I can include you on it. You know what I mean? I forgot the guy's name, but he's all mad at Kendrick because he didn't do nothing. I guess the single or the feature didn't do nothing. Bro, you're expecting something that's out of his control, bro. It is, but we also don't know what was said or what was promised. That's true. That's another thing, if anything. But
how can another man though? I mean, maybe he feels a certain. I don't know because I don't know. I don't know.
Q, if I'm a chef,
I'm not gonna say that.
You're the biggest chef in San Diego. If I'm a chef, I expect you to do some shit for me.
A lot of them do.
That's how it's backwards to me.
It can be, But
I don't expect another man to do shit for me.
But I mean, when I say expect, I mean, and this is just me in general. I put people in places. If this is your passion, this is your drive, I'm gonna push you in a place to succeed, and it's up to you to do it. If you squander it and you mess it up, that's on you. But I'm going to at least put you in that position. If you want a business, I'm gonna put you in a room full of people that can invest in that business. If you want to be a chef, I'm gonna put you in a room of people that can help you be a chef. I'm gonna put you there, and it's up to you to do what you need to do. Some of these people saying that they didn't even get a chance to be put there. But being on the album was their chance to be put there.
That's what I'm about to say.
They don't see it like that.
And another thing too, that's because you're a good person. That's because you have a good heart to do that. You're not obligated to do a goddamn thing for another grown ass man.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. You're right.
And number two, I can't expect another grown man to do some shit for me.
Right.
I got to do it.
Right.
Because number one, like for you to do anything in life, you know what I mean? You're going to have to do it, not Q.
Facts.
Not me. I don't expect nobody to do shit for me. If I want something, I'm going to go get it. I'm going to go get it. I can't expect Q to do some shit for me. Fuck no. I got to figure this shit out. I'm a grown motherfucking man. I got shit. I got the same capabilities that you have. You know what I'm saying? I can figure shit out. I don't sit here and I do. Just because you hot right now, I got to go mooch out fucking Q? Fuck that, homie. I'm going to go get out my motherfucking ass and figure this shit out. If I really want it. If you want anything in fucking life, I mean, like, you're going to have to get off your motherfucking ass and go find it. And go get it.
Right.
You know what I mean? You just doing that shit out of the kindness of your heart. And that's why you're loved in this city, because you're showing love. And that's what you should do. But you're not obligated to do a goddamn thing for nobody. That's the way I feel.
You're not. But I always felt like, you know, you get more out of love than you do out of anything
100%.
else. You know? But
100%.
In all fairness, the show love part was, I'm going to have you on the album. Like I said, we don't know if these individuals even got paid. We don't know none of the negotiations or nothing behind them being on the album. We just know, boom. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's
crazy.
Yeah, but that's it. That's all I had.
Man, but yeah, man, for sure. Man, appreciate you guys for kicking it. We almost 2 hours in, baby. Appreciate y'all, man.
A lot
you know
of stuff to talk about, man.
Yeah, we went in doing this one for sure. But yeah, man, appreciate y'all for sticking with us and kicking it with us. You know what I mean? We had a couple people in here, but it's all good. But yeah. This will be on YouTube, all social media platforms. We're making some clips. And when you see these clips, y'all gonna hate us because no matter what we do, we ain't gonna be right against this one. This is a very hard one. You want to add anything before we head out of here?
No, sir.
Man, Big Hendo, man. We got my dog Q in the building, man. Go check out his restaurants if you haven't, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, we'll see you guys on the next episode next week. We out, baby.
We out.